Hello and welcome to another video. This video is going to be slightly different. I was playing a Resurgence trios with two other players who I didn't know. Specifically, they were not keen to communicate with me, so it was a very quiet game. To compensate, I will talk to you guys about the gameplay and go through what I was thinking at certain points of the game. Hope you enjoy it. So, my two go-to spots in Resurgence is the security area and the Decon zone. After seeing a large number of enemies dropping to both these locations in this game, I had no choice but to select another area that was more or less quiet but just as effective in the looting process. So I opted for the building near the Harbour area. There was only one team there and I thought we can eliminate them with ease. After the enemy killed my teammate, I decided to push strongly and get the kill as I thought he would most likely be either out of armor and low on ammo too. He tried to jump shot me but ended up failing as a result of low ammo count or no armor or both. I got extremely lucky in that situation because for all I know, there could have been a full team upstairs, leaving me outnumbered, and with my other teammates somewhere else, I would have been in massive trouble. Once all my teammates returned back to me, I dropped them what I had to from of my armor to give them a fighting chance, as well as mark them weapons that were available for pickup. We soon pushed towards chemical engineering, and once we started to push, I was concerned that the enemy team had gotten loadout and had a massive advantage over us. Therefore, I had to ditch the M16 and go for something slightly more powerful, such as the AUG. I know what you're thinking. I made a whole video about the meta and said that I do not agree with it, but under such circumstances, I think it's fair to let me off on this occasion, since I will be up against people with more powerful versions of the AUG, with better attachments, and the FFR as a secondary. With nothing at chemical engineering, I decided to follow my team into the Decon zone. As soon as my teammate went down and died, I knew I had to find this guy before I was next, so I joined up with my remaining team member and set out to wipe this team from the Resurgence game. One was done on the stairs and another enemy was close by to kill my teammate. I was essentially one shot after killing the enemy and then had to hide to regain some of my health. I cannot believe I did not reload here, bad judgment call. But when he sat in the corner to wait for my other teammate to ambush him, I started reviving myself and actually managed to get out of there. Pick up another M13 with full ammo in the mag and go into a quiet area to fully plate up. Once I plated up, I saw the enemy coming back with his things, so I risked it all just for a team wipe. The risk was well worth it because they were done for. Now that I reflect on my actions, I guess my reason for not reloading at the time was that I was worried it would take me too long and he would have noticed me, so I stayed put. With 26 rounds, I genuinely thought I had enough to down this guy and keep us in the game. We continued our push towards the west side of Decon zone. There were two other loadouts there, which was a big risk in itself, so I asked for the cash from my teammates and managed to get us a loadout from a nearby buying station.
Mid-caliber. Got a loadout drop inbound. Armor here.
Since there was no messing about, I went straight for my Ghost class, swapped my Joker launcher for the Mac 10 that was nearby to use for close quarter combat.
Toxic. Fire station costs are adjusted.
After fighting some enemies and beating them again, I thought it would make more sense to push towards chemical engineering again, although my teammates wanted to push prison. I did not think that was a good idea considering that prison is always a hotspot in this game mode, and the chances of us actually surviving is close to zero.
Mid-caliber here.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Relocating. Heading out.
Allied cluster strike inbound.
So I grabbed the nearby helicopter and convinced my teammates to push with me towards chemical engineering. We continued our push onto chemical engineering and stayed there for a while. Luckily, the circle actually pulled towards us, which gave us a considerable advantage over the other teams. However, we weren't safe just yet, because we could hear gunfire above either on the upper floors or on the roof. I took my chances and placed my precision airstrike I bought at the buy before we entered chemical engineering. And so anyone that was either on the roof or on the upper floors would have no choice but to drop down and get ambushed by either my team or another enemy team. With little drama and the player count and lobby dropping quickly, I was confident that we would bag the win.
Got gas moving in. Pressure on.
I need armor.
Gas is closing in.
Repositioning.
Relocating the safe zone.
In the space of 5 seconds, 5 more players were eliminated, and all that was left was my full team and 2 other teams that only had 1 player left in each. The next circle pushed towards the harbour, and we had no choice but to push along the edge of the circle.
Place has been looted. Stay sharp. Relocating.
Once I ran out, I suddenly heard some coughing behind me, so I turned and there he was, behind the bush. At that point there was only 4 people left, one of which was a solo from another team. With confidence we pushed onto the circle, but one of my teammates got downed by this final guy. Luckily, both of us were rocking gas masks and I ended up reviving him, while my other teammate got the down on the enemy. Once he downed him, I didn't actually know where he was and where he got downed. Then, at the last second, I turned to my right while he was reviving himself and I saw him, and I managed to confirm the kill. Job done. It wasn't too much of a stressful game. I had games that were much worse than this one, but it defo was one for the books. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, why don't you leave a like and comment on what you thought your favourite part was. You can check out my previous video on another Resurgence game that I won, but this time my team and I actually had our microphones turned on and the comms were absolutely on point. Until the next video guys, take care.
Turn it up.